Hello, friends. Welcome to Time Out with Noelle Janae, a podcast about Christianity and other life topics. I'm your host, Noelle, and thank you so much for timing out with me. Here's what you can expect from today's podcast. Star Trek Next Generation.
That's the tea.
Is so good. It was ahead of its time. Actually, there's one more show after this that I have to give an honorable mention to. What is up, guys? How are you guys doing? Little life update. We are no longer in the bathroom. Or the living room, for that matter. We're not in the living room or the bathroom anymore. We have glowed up. We have, I don't know another word for glowed up. We have moved. What? Queened up. That's, no, you're good. I'm currently in my dorm room with my roommate, Karli.
Hi, guys.
Yes, I hope you heard her, but she may be in a future podcast episode. I know. But yeah, we are back at school. We are back being busy bodies, being busy music majors, and I already want to cry. So that's how life is going right now. But that is not what this episode is about. This episode is about me ranting about my favorite TV shows, and yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. I do not know what just went on with my voice. Anyway, so the first TV show that I have is the one, the only, Doctor Who. Doctor Who is probably my favorite show of all time. Point blank, period. I can rewatch Doctor Who at least 100 times and just not get tired of it. Because I find something new in it every time I watch it. So if you don't know what Doctor Who is, first of all, what are you doing? Second of all, are you living under a rock? Doctor Who is about this alien Time Lord person who travels around time and the universe, technically, with a companion in his or hers TARDIS, which stands for Time and Relative Dimension in Space. It's a blue telephone box that's bigger on the inside, and it is a time and spaceship. Yeehaw! And the Doctor and his or hers companions go on adventures. So, if you were wondering, my favorite Doctor is Matt Smith. But I also love David and Peter. And Tom. Tom Baker, obviously. Yes. And I just love the show. My favorite episode of all time is Girl in the Fireplace. It is a David Tennant episode from season 2 or 3, I think. And it is with Madame de Pompadour, and it is so good. I also love School Reunion, where David's doctor is reunited with Sarah Jane Smith. So good. Those are my 2 favorite episodes of all time, and I just really like the show. I just love the writing. I haven't watched a lot of Jodie's Doctor yet, but hopefully if they re-add the seasons onto Amazon Prime and Netflix, then I will definitely binge watch it, and then I'll come back with my thoughts. But I just love the show so much, which leads into my next show, because it is also a British show. It is Sherlock. How surprising. Thank you.
The best show that ever existed.
Thank you.
The end was so I didn't see it coming, and that's saying something, because I always ruin everything for everybody.
Period.
I'm always the kid in the movie theater that's you're about to die, and everybody in the movie theater is shut up. Sorry.
You're good. So, if you haven't heard of Sherlock, literally, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life?
Just give you a second to do that.
Give you a second to Google it. It stars Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman, and oh, my voice is caught there. And it is written by Mark Gatiss and Stephen Moffat, aka the two most brilliant writers who also write for Stephen used to write for Doctor Who, but they also wrote for Doctor Who. And their scripts and the cinematography and the acting and the storyline, like, hello, is there any, like, better show? Honestly, like, oh my gosh, it is so good. Sherlock is just one of those, like, classic TV shows, and literally one comes out, like, one season comes, like, every 5 years. It's so annoying, but it's worth the wait.
But each episode is also like an hour. Like, it's like a movie.
It's like a mini movie, which aren't
they done though?
I hope not. I need a season 5. I can't deal with just having season 4 and it ending like it did, okay?
The ending was good though.
The ending was so good, but you know,
there's closure.
It gave it closure, but I still want my Benedict Cumberbatch.
I know. You know what else he did a really good job in?
Doctor Strange.
Okay, that too. He just does a good job at everything. I was thinking of the Imitation Game.
The Imitation Game is so good.
It was literally, like, me and my mom watched it and I was like, oh, so good.
We stand Benedict Cumberbatch. Anyway.
He's so good.
But, yes, and I think it's on Netflix. So I literally binge watch it at least once a year. Or twice. Or 4 times. Depending on my mood. So, Sherlock is definitely a good one. The next one is a show... Carly's about to get so annoyed because I haven't shut up about this show. This show...
Wait, let me guess something. Is it Stranger Things?
No.
Oh, shoot, what was the other one that you were talking about nonstop?
This show just ended... And
oh my god. Wait, no. I know what it is. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes! Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. just ended, and I have been in emotional turmoil for a good week. Like,
she really has.
Like, I just cry thinking about it.
Well, literally, we were at Walmart, and she was just like, you know what really wrecked me? The ending of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, what? She's looking at a BTS poster 5 seconds ago.
That's how fast my brain moves, like, right there. But, like, it's just so good. Now, if you guys don't know about this show, understandable, because not a lot of people who watch the Marvel movies knew that this show existed, but it was kind of a way to kind of fill in the plot holes from the Marvel movies. And then it kind of just, like, went on its own, probably around, like, the end of season 3, beginning of, season 4 and onwards. It kind of deviated from the MCU universe. And, oh my gosh, it is so good. I love it so much. And as we've stated, I cried. If you're wondering, my favorite character... other than Lola is a queen. I named my aloe vera plant after her. If you don't know who Lola is a red Corvette who can fly.
I honestly thought you were talking about an actual human being. And then you're like, my favorite character in this TV show is Flying Car.
She's withstood so much. Like, she has been a fighter, okay? We stand Lola the Corvette. But... I love being...
I wonder if we could talk Benito into naming his Camaro Lola.
Bet. Benito, if you listen to this, name your Camaro Lola. Thank you. But Phil Coulson is that man. Phil Coulson is... Oh my gosh. I love Clark Gregg. Point blank, period. So my first Marvel movie was Avengers, and that was the first time I ever saw him. And then he died. And then
Ew.
Coulson in the Marvel movies.
I said ew.
Oh.
I hate it when they kill off people's favorite characters.
I know. Well, and then literally 5 minutes into the first episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he comes out and he's like, welcome to level 7. And he's like, sorry, I couldn't help myself. I saw a dark corner and took advantage of it. He makes the best jokes, and I love him so much. And then, well, I'm not going to spoil it. You'll just have to watch and see what happens to him. But it's just such a good show, such good writing, such good actors like Clark Gregg, Ming Na, Ian DeCasticker, Chloe Bennett, Jeff Ward, my girl, my home skillet.
Lola, I swear.
No, Elizabeth Henstridge, who has a YouTube channel, and every Wednesday when an episode would air, she would go live on YouTube and have different people from, like, the cast or, like, the different departments that were producing or making it would have them, like, live with her on YouTube, and they would, like, answer questions and talk about the episode and watch it and stuff, and oh my gosh, I love them so much. Anyway, that's just me ranting about how much I love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but it is a really good show, and I highly recommend it.
Wait, which Marvel movie was it? When the agent that collected the Captain America cards, he died?
That was him!
Oh my god!
Karli just had an epiphany.
That made me so sad, because he literally asked Captain America to sign the card, and he wouldn't do it, and then he died.
And then his blood was on the cards.
That is what you get, Captain America. When you have a fan, and they ask you to sign your card, just do it. It's literally 5 seconds of your life. It's not a hard thing to do. Ugh!
Karli needs to watch this show so she can see what happens after that.
It makes me mad, because like that's all he wanted, and he said no, and then he died, and then he was all sad, and I was like, you should be sad. He just wanted the one signature.
You know what I want? I want Phil Coulson in Phase 4 of the MCU, because they deserve to know he's alive. Well, actually, technically he's not, but a version of him is alive, okay? I think I just spoiled a little bit, so I'm sorry, but
I wasn't listening.
It do be like that. Anyway, the next show is called The Hollow. Now, this is a kids show on Netflix.
I think I've heard of it.
It is so good. Oh my gosh. So this show is about a group of teenagers who are playing this virtual reality game called The Hollow, and the whole first season is them trying to beat it, and it is so good. Like, the writing is good, the animation is so cool, and just, like, the storyline is so interesting, and you really get to know and love the characters, which I never thought I would say. Actually, I could say that because I watched Total Drama Island.
That show was on crack, okay? That show literally was the absolute worst.
What?
It made no sense. Like, I liked watching it because it was so stupid, but like, it made no sense.
Total Drama Island was that
all.
show. I love Total Drama Island.
It literally was a crackhead version of Survivor.
Okay.
You cannot argue with me on this.
Okay, you can't, but are you surprised that it's one of my favorite shows?
No. Not
There
really.
we go.
So it's honestly just a crackhead version of Survivor.
It really is just a crackhead version of Survivor.
I went back on Amazon Prime and watched all of the seasons of Survivor over again.
Really?
Yeah, I really liked
I've
that
never
show.
actually watched that show.
But I hated it when people that were really good at the show, like, made it to the $1 million round, to, like, the interview part.
Yeah.
And then it turned out they were really stupid. And then I was like, man, I was rooting for you. And then it turned out you were an idiot.
So, that's The Hollow. I highly recommend it. And season 2 is even better. Yes. On Yelp.
Yelp? Oh, my bad. Sorry.
It's okay. But yes, I highly recommend it. The next show is one that is near and dear to my heart. I actually don't know if Karli has ever seen any episodes of this, but it is Run BTS.
We stand.
We
stand.
My listeners are about to be like, this girl is really doing nothing.
We stand.
This podcast episode, I'm literally going to call it Roommate Talks.
Favorite
show edition.
We should BTS.
So, if you don't know who BTS are, BTS is a K-pop band. Mom, I'm sorry that I'm talking about K-pop on this Christian lifestyle content podcast, but I feel like it needs to be said because I do listen to K-pop quite a lot. I mainly listen to Christian music or oldies, but I do weave in some K-pop in there because I love the language.
I feel like you just want to know their names, and then you just get sucked into this deep dark hole.
Okay, literally.
That, like, never ends. You're just like,
because there are just so many of them.
I know.
So, Run BTS, is there like reality show? Variety show? It's a hot mess, really.
I feel like they just get together and the
staff
is just like,
we're just gonna make y'all
do you look stupid.
And you know what? They go for it. That's literally what Run BTS is.
They kind of accepted the fact that the staff is trying to make them look stupid, and they've embraced it, and they're like, yes.
Yeah.
Why is it that in South Korea they're like, oh, let's just make all of our idols do really crazy things?
I don't know, because apparently they seem more real, but really they just look stupid, but we're still watching it. So, it's okay.
Sometimes it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's kind of funny, and other times I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, so that's pretty much what Run BTS is. It's on V Live, or you can find episodes and subtitles on YouTube. That's how I mainly watch. And it's just a really funny show. Like, if you're feeling really sad, watch it, and then you will immediately start crying from laughter. Or crying from sadness and then laughter, but, it's okay.
Was the one where they went bungee jumping, was that Run BTS, or was that a
Yes, and they had, like, the song challenge.
Yeah.
And then
I could never do that.
I can't do anything.
I could never jump into, like, off of a giant platform on a bungee rope into, like, a lake in the dark.
Okay, so that's Run BTS. And for the last show, this is a classic. Like a classic. Star Trek Next Generation.
That's the team.
Is so good. Like, it was ahead of its time. Like, actually, there's one more show after this that I have to give an honorable mention to. But, anyway. But Star Trek Next Generation is just the whole Star Trek franchise is just so good. I have CBS All Access, and I've been slowly watching Picard. And then I'm going to start Star Trek Discovery after. But, like, I just keep watching Star Trek Next Generation. The first season was kind of but I feel like the first season of any show is kind of And then, like, the rest of it is just chef's kiss. So, highly recommend. If you don't know what Star Trek Next Generation is, I feel like I ask this question a lot. What are you doing with your life?
I'm writing in my
journal.
No,
I'm talking.
Oh.
Okay, so last show, I promise. CSI Miami
is bomb.
It's so funny. Okay, I have a story behind this. So, one of our favorite professors, Dr. Cheney. Dr. Cheney, if you listen to this, hi, we love you, we miss you.
I'm gonna send it to him.
I'm gonna expose myself.
I'm gonna share your podcast with him on Spotify, and I'm gonna tell him to watch this episode.
Yes.
Really,
so Dr. Cheney, he was our choir director. He was my advisor. And when he told us that he was leaving, he emailed, like, all of his students, and told us he was leaving. Karli and I had the bright idea to send him emails. So mine took the format of what he would send us during quarantine. And so I told him the stuff I'd been doing. I told him about this podcast. I told him about what artists I'd been listening to. I told him what TV shows I'd been watching, and CSI Miami was one of them. And I told him the reason behind me loving / hating this show so much is because every time David Caruso has a line, he looks down, looks up, and says the sentence so dramatically. I literally cry I cry a lot if you haven't noticed, but I cry from laughing at the end of at least every episode. And so I told him, he was like, yeah, when I was in college, we would watch it, and we always thought it was really funny. And so now every time I watch CSI Miami, I'll just think of Dr. Cheney. Wow, I just made myself so sad. But that's my favorite TV shows. If you want to tell me yours, hit me up on the podcast Instagram at TimeNoelPod. DM me and tell me your favorite TV shows. Because I want to know, because I'm always looking to watch new shows. And you never know, I could come back in a few months with a part 2 to this episode and tell you guys my new favorite shows. So, let me know. What is up? Okay, so it is time for our favorite segment of this podcast called Songs of the BiWeek. Now, if you are new to the podcast, first of all, thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us today, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. But Songs of the BiWeek is basically me giving y'all a couple of song recommendations that I've been listening to for the past couple of weeks, or I'm probably going to end up listening to them over the next couple of weeks. And the songs of the BiWeek this week are He Won't Hold You by Jacob Collier featuring Rapsody and Sir Duke by Stevie Wonder. Now, if you did not know, Jacob Collier just came out with a new album called Jesse Volume 3, and it is so good, and I love this song so much. I love the harmonies, I love all the feels I get, and it is fantastic. And then Sir Duke is one of my favorite oldies of all time. I love what he does. If you have not heard it, first of all, what are you doing? Second of all, it is a bop and a half. And I watched actually a video of Jacob Collier explaining why it's so unique and something that hasn't really been done before, and why Stevie was really just ahead of his time when he did it. And I just highly recommend that video, and it just explains so much, and it's so good. And so those are my songs of the BiWeek. If you have not added the playlist on Apple Music or Spotify, then the links for them are in the show notes, and you can go add them and bop with me to some of my favorite songs. And I hope you guys have a great day, and send me your song requests on Instagram. I would love to hear them, and they may end up in a Songs of the BiWeek in the future. Yes. Thank you guys so much for enjoying and listening to the podcast. If you liked it, then please subscribe to the podcast and give it a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, and share it with your friends so they can listen to it and join the podcast Time Out family. If you want to hit me up with some topics or some songs of the BiWeek that you guys would like to hear about, then DM me on Instagram at TimeNoelPod. Check out the blog, check out the pod. Well, you're listening to the podcast. Check out the small business, and don't forget, I will be back with a new podcast episode in 2 weeks, and I have no idea what I'm going to talk about in 2 weeks, but it will probably be something exciting, hopefully. So stay tuned, and yeah, be blessed and highly flavored, friends. Goodbye!